Hey guys, just finished watching Legends of Tomorrow, Season 3, Episode 4, Phone Home. Forgive me if I have a bit of a cold here, but this episode was pretty interesting. It was pretty great. It was pretty cool, the whole E.T. vibe and stuff, and dealing with all that for the Halloween episode. And it is a pretty cool episode dealing with, the Ray going missing and stuff. Although I don't understand with the end of this, how the episode ended and stuff. Dominator took control of some of these government agents who's trying to collect the alien and connect the Dominator and all that stuff, and they're trying to stop. They're trying to take Ray out so that he doesn't tell everyone about aliens and all that stuff. But they never really explained what's wrong with what's going to stopping this government agency from just going back in time, finding Ray as a young kid and taking him because he had contact with the Dominator, or testing him, making sure he didn't have leftover mind, giving him brain scans and trying to see if he's infected with the Dominator or things like that. So I don't know, it just seems they should have just figured that out, finding a way to stop these government organizations from kidnapping young Ray and stuff. Now the Dominator is gone, so he's just a little kid talking. That's why they maybe not gonna touch him and stuff, but they didn't confirm that. I mean, it seems like the government agency could still want to go after young Ray and, take him, because see if his mind has been affected by the Dominator, or see if there's anything, if there's anything left over from the Dominator, on him or anything like that and stuff. So, it is, would have been interesting to see that, see how they would have stopped that, but I guess they didn't have time in this episode. It was cool at the end seeing everyone's, standing together, all in their costume and stuff. That was a pretty cool shot and stuff, and everything was pretty cool. I mean, dealing with the Dominators and stuff are pretty cool. The CGI and the Dominators are really good and stuff. Everything was pretty perfect. It was a pretty good episode. I like the whole idea with Martin Stein, because I did hear some talking about Stein having, now he has a grandson and stuff, and there was talk of Victor Garber wanting to leave the show now, and it sounds like with the ending of this, Jefferson Jax wants to break up Firestorm. I'd love it to see, because the whole point of, if we go back to The Flash, was that Ronnie Raymond died in season 2 or the ending of season 1, something like that, I forget. And then they needed another Martin Stein needed another Firestorm, because he would get sick every time he didn't Firestorm up and stuff like that. So he needed someone else who could bond with him and fuse with him and stuff. So whatever happens, however they break up Firestorm, I'd love for them to make it so that Jefferson Jax still needs to be Firestorm, and he's he needs someone else too, so they can, because otherwise the first Firestorm is their big gun. It's their really big gun. They don't have anyone out there, so they need to do something. Either one, it would be cool is if Firestorm leaves, maybe they bring on, maybe with Constantine coming on the episode later, maybe he's how they separate Firestorm, and he stays on the show, stays on the team. But having Jax, all he would be is just a mechanic that doesn't do anything, and other than fixing the Rave Rider and stuff. So I would love to see them bring back Stephen Amell's cousin there, I forget his name, Robbie Amell, as Robbie Raymond. That would be really cool. Maybe they go and they find a version of him, or maybe not Arthur's the one who was married to Caitlin or anything like that, but maybe a different version of them. I mean, there was another one on Earth 2 who was Deathstorm and stuff, so maybe he'd probably be evil and they wouldn't want him, but maybe there's a version of Ronnie Raymond out there who could fuse with Jefferson and stuff, and they could become a different version of Firestorm. I think that would be an interesting aspect to play with. And then and then when the crossover comes up, Caitlin could interact with him, but not, but it's not her it's not her Ronnie. It's a total different person who's never met Caitlin, or has never had anything to do with Caitlin. So I think that would be an interesting storyline to go through, and them going through different Earths and stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting to see where things go with this. But hopefully they need to get another big gun, because if without Firestorm, what is Adam the big gun that they have? He's the only one who has powers. I mean, he could shrink and shoot his lasers from his things. Other than that, and then you have Vixen and Zari and stuff. But Firestorm was their big gun and stuff. Now we don't have a big gun. I mean, they need someone over there. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with all this. Maybe we could get someone like Elongated Man. He's just been introduced over on The Flash, but I don't see him joining this until next season at minimum. So, and if we're losing, Firestorm so early on, like in episode 5, is he going to be gone? Doesn't look like, based on the trailer, that they're even going to try to take him apart. But maybe this is maybe we'll see when he actually leaves. Does Victor Garber make it through the whole season, and then next season he's no longer in it, and so by the end of the season, Victor Garber's gone, and he leaves at the last episode of this season, or before last episode. We've already have Firestorm separated. We'll have to wait and see. But if I'm not mistaken, I would assume that they're probably filming right now the mid-season final. So maybe the mid-season final is where Victor Garber leaves and things like that, and that's where Firestorm is broken up. But I mean, I just think they need someone else to replace Firestorm, because he's just such a great character, such a cool character, and he's such a powerhouse. He's the big gun and stuff. But they need to have someone else on there. Now, it would be awesome if Constantine takes up that role. Hopefully he does. But we'll have to wait and see. But I'd love to see Robbie Amell come back and join this team as Firestorm and stuff. That would be really cool to see how that goes and stuff, and see which version, because when Robbie Amell was Firestorm, he was the one who put on the suit and had the flame coming out. He was Firestorm, and then you have Jefferson whose body's in control and stuff. In this version of Firestorm with Martin Stein, so it would be cool to see what would happen with these two versions of Firestorm. Who would be the stand-in for Firestorm when they're fused and stuff? Would it be Robbie Amell or Jefferson? Robert Amell, or what's his name, Franz? Or to be Franz or something like that. That would be interesting to see who we get to play actual Firestorm and stuff like that. So it is interesting to see where things go with this. Hopefully, we get things dealt with very fast instead of just teasing us. Oh, Firestorm's going to break up, and then not dealing with it for another 3 episodes. I mean, with next week's episode not dealing with it, it kind of bothers me that they're, not dealing with it and stuff like that. But if they do go back in time for this vampire thing for next week's episode, maybe Constantine is just there, and that's where they find him or something like that. Because if I'm not mistaken, Constantine does exist in this universe, in the Arrowverse, because of set up by Arrow and stuff. Which definitely got to rewatch that episode before he shows up and stuff. So yeah, it's definitely going to be fun to see where things go with this. Hopefully, we'll see how things go. So let me know what you think, guys, about this episode in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next video. Peace out.
I'm Captain America, here to talk to you about one of the most valuable traits a soldier or student can have.
Subscribing.
Sometimes subscribing is the key to victory. Sometimes it leads to very little, and it seems like it's not worth it. And you wonder why you waited so long for something so disappointing. How many more of these?
You're still here.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Peace.
It's over.